entertainers are back. What a good day's football we've enjoyed. Leeds beating Chelsea 3-0 earlier. 6 goals shared here between Newcastle and Manchester City. In fairness to City, as entertaining and as enjoyable as they can be to watch, the immovable object today couldn't shift them,
by the
could
way,
they?
I'm shattered. That was one of those games you got into, no matter what team you support, even as we don't support any of it, well, Nigel does, but it was such a good game. It was just because it was, you know, there were mistakes, there were errors, there were tackles, there was everything happening, there were goals, there was excitement. You know, it wasn't just pass. I mean, City really had to show us a different side of them in many ways. You know, 2 down, coming back. And they did. I mean, I have to take exception to the commentator saying they didn't play well. At 3-1 down, they've had to play very well to get back into the game. And might have won it.
No, obvious for the neutral. It was a great match. Even though for me, I'm biased for City, but even for me, it was a fantastic match. But I have to give credit to both teams. They show amazing resilience. It's Newcastle, of course, coming from 1-0 down, but also City coming 2 goals down in the second half, and could even had the chance to win it as well, with the chances they created after that. Equalizing. So it was a great overall match. I think it was fair enough to say that both teams deserved a point, just based on the mentality and their resilience. But yeah, it was just overall, it was a great day of football. I mean, it's been really entertaining.
It's been a while since James's has been like that after a game, isn't it? It's been a while. Yeah. I mean, you and I have seen that ground like that many times, but not for a while.
Today, 3 games. 1 to come on match day 3. Leeds beat Chelsea 3-0. Brighton won at West Ham by 2 goals to 0. The Hammers are now bottom by virtue of the fact that they haven't scored. Newcastle 3, Manchester City 3. There we are. Tale of 2 Uniteds at the bottom end. Leicester City now in the drop zone. Wolves down. Everton yesterday into 16th with their point at home against Forest. Liverpool, Bournemouth, Villa, Chelsea, Saints 11th are the teams in the bottom half. Forest, as you were on the weekend. Palace into 9th. Fulham took 7th. Newcastle, despite that today, down on the match day. Brighton into 5th. Leeds have 3rd after their win. And Arsenal went top last night and stay top. Tomorrow, match day 3 is completed with the derby between Manchester United and, well, I say derby, it's not really, is it? No. Manchester United and Liverpool. It means more than a derby to both.
Yes.
I think it's fair to say.
Yes. Still the biggest game in English football?
Without question.
Still?
Yes.
Still?
Yes, the 2 most decorated football clubs in English football history.
I get that, but...
And there'll be nothing like that.
Is it really more important to Liverpool fans than City at the moment?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, and I would say it's also more important to
Man United
Liverpool fans than the Everton game that they will play the derby later in the season.
No, I would disagree. I think based on the history, yes, I would say the 2 biggest teams out there. But just currently on how the teams are sitting in the Premier League and who are the rivals for Liverpool, I would say Liverpool is the biggest game at this stage.
Do you not think the biggest game this season would be City-Liverpool?
I think for what's at stake, yes. But if you're talking about the game that most people around the world will want to watch, the biggest from the Premier League, that we've got to offer right now. That for me is
the 2 biggest clubs
the biggest
worldwide in English football are Manchester United and Liverpool.
Yes,
not City.
No, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah. Okay,
no, I get that. No, definitely. But I would disagree for now. Now,
outside of Platt Lane, I don't think anybody's really that bothered about Manchester City. I think.
Platt Lane, you know.
Is that a street in Manchester?
It was where they used to train, all those years ago.
The disrespect.
Life's changed. Brilliant. We wait for reaction from St James's Park. Are you relieved more than you are anything else today?
Yeah, I have to say relieved. Of course, when you come back from 2 goals down, 3-1 you lose at St James's Park. Of course, you're relieved. Of course, you know, you were ahead at the first time in the first half, but then obviously, you know, the resilience that Newcastle showed, especially after that goal conceded, was second to none. So I'm relieved in that sense. Obviously, it's 2 points that you're missing out, but we're still in the beginning of the season. You know, there's still a lot of games left, and it's not a bad place, you know, to go to St. James Park and then get a point out of it. And especially the newly Newcastle that we've seen this year. Obviously, it's been different last year, but I mean, I have to give it to Newcastle. They out-fought City for the majority of the game. I think a good 60-65 minutes.
I think a lot of people around the country and around the world watching this game would have thought when this happened that, well, business as usual for Man City. They'll go on and cruise to 2, 3, 4.
I'm not going to lie, I was one of them.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Nigel. I was one of them. I have to say.
Never had a doubt that was your performance in Newcastle. Never had a doubt. Yeah. If you're going to go toe-to-toe, as they did, what's the key?
Honestly, I hate using the word in football about bravery, because I just think there are a lot of things in life where you need to be brave, and people use that when they're talking about football. But I would say you have to be brave and you have to believe. By that I mean, what you want to do, you have to put pressure on and risk conceding at the back, or risk them getting at you, and accept that might happen a few times, but we're prepared to get 3, 4, 5 men high up the pitch. We're prepared to press them when they look to play out from the back, whereas a lot of teams back away to the halfway line and say to City, okay, we'll meet you at the halfway line. Newcastle didn't. They said, well, we'll meet you just outside your own penalty area. And the amount of times that they stole the ball off them, I thought was admirable. And I think it's something other teams can learn, Richard. I mean, this is a fabulous goal. Okay, there was a little bit of fortune about the control, but the run from Six Maximin was the best thing he did all night. He actually brought a finish to a really good run. I think this guy could threaten. If he can find more of this sort of ball, or a finish with a goal, the guy would be sometimes unplayable. Yeah,
is that final pass or that final commitment to in the 18-yard box that's missing a little bit? But I have to say, what they did well, Howie as well with the team, is that they were searching Walker's side all the time.
All the time.
Because you said it perfectly after the first half.
That's a penalty. Sorry to interrupt. That's a pen.
Well, I think it's a foul, right? And it's in the penalty area. Now, I know that City fans might say Nigel and the guy, and I get there's a slight body movement from Schär into Stones, right? Slight.
Yeah, he knows it's coming. You know, he's intelligent enough that.
But I guarantee if they're outside the box, Nigel, it's a foul.
Oh yeah, definitely. All day long. It doesn't matter where it is in the pitch. But this was a great save. Why was it a great save? Because short after this chance, Newcastle scores the third, but just look at the save from Nick Pope here.
See if
just get a hand on it.
If you ever wonder, if you're a City fan, what this guy brings us now we didn't have last year, that was a classic example of it. That was unbelievable football. I mean, from Haaland, the control, the turn, the touch, the finish, and the save from Pope, it was unbelievably good.
This shouldn't get in, surely.
Well,
it doesn't go over the wall. It's gone keeper's side. Surely he's got to protect that better.
Yeah, but look who's in the middle of his side. There's a Newcastle defender who's standing and blocking his side.
Oh, it's a fantastic free kick.
And it was
brilliant.
I mean, he just shot the ball inch perfect with the right speed. It was so hard for the goalkeeper to get there because it's shying away from him. It's curling away. So it's a great free kick. I understand what you're saying.
The goal comes from that.
That's costly. I think he can just catch it in his chest.
Do you think?
I really do.
So? Do you think the speed that comes towards
it's a header, isn't it? I mean,
I get it. But
they don't do that. He did it in the first half a couple of times, Nick Pope, and it's proved to be costly because Erling Haaland does get his goal. And
he's on the right
City
position.
are right back in it. And that 30-second, at that minute and a half, Richard, it almost decided the football match, because I think if Pope didn't make that save, well, he might not because they've got the goal. But I'm just saying, for Newcastle, I think sometimes a save you take for granted, but it can be as good as a goal. I mean, that's just Haaland. He's there. Look at him. He's at the far post, and then he gets from the back post to the near post. I think Newcastle's defense looked shaky at times. I really have to say, and I think they had to do better in that situation right there. Of course, we can blame Pope all we want, but this is exactly why Haaland is so dangerous and so effective. His pace behind the defense is unbelievable.
And strength.
Strength is unreal. So
there he goes. I mean, he's given the defender 2 metres, and yet he's got past him within 10. My only surprise to everybody, including us, was that he didn't finish it.
He could have gone down,
But
Could have.
but
can
he's
we
not
just
going to, is he?
No.
can we
Wants to
just
go.
appreciate this pass here from Kevin De Bruyne?
What a
Nutmegs.
It's ridiculous.
What a ball.
Unbelievable.
And his contribution tonight, little Bernardo Silva, creates
Yeah.
the first goal,
Yeah.
scores the third.
Yeah.
You know, but he's been out of the team. He brings the quality as well. He plays the ball and then he keeps going. Look,
Yeah.
he doesn't just hang around and then he steadies his run and then goes again.
Fantastic. What a pass. Nutmegs Willock there as well. And then the finish. Unbelievable. But let's see, that's a different kind of quality that Newcastle has.
Yeah.
You know, they can just create moments like this out of nothing.
Yeah.
What a pass. I mean, he was unplayable at times,
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne. This one as well. I mean, we discussed it, was this a red or a yellow card? But his strides are unreal.
What's a yellow?
No.
We three sat here arguing and shouting. I'm saying that's a disgraceful decision. I really thought that was. And I said to Nigel, I mean, come on. I watched Fernandinho do that for 10 years.
Not like that.
I did, Richard, and I watched Nigel de Jong do it for about 5.
That's high.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's late. It's endangering the
not
well-being
dangerous. He
of
hasn't
an
gone in
opponent.
with venom.
There's
He's just
no attempt to play the
Yeah, I
ball
know there's not. But
whatsoever.
So what? So
That's
what?
red.
So what? There's no attempt to play the ball. What's that matter?
Well, you should at least make an honest attempt
no,
to play
they
the ball.
don't. Don't
I
be
think
silly.
that
Oh,
had no
come
intent.
on. You sat here for 10 years with me watching Fernandinho do that time after time.
I don't think like that. Honestly,
Yes. I
thought that was reckless, Andy.
Well, do you know what? I was so glad that the VAR official got involved and said, have a look at it again. Because honestly, Richard, yes, it was cynical. Yes, it was all the things that you and Nigel have said. But it wasn't a red card for me. And it was
Well, I
good.
don't know what is
Sorry,
that.
what did our friend Mark Halsey say? Our referee?
Our very good friend, the former FIFA ref Mark
Yes.
Halsey, felt that having seen it only in real time, once it was yellow, but I think that he has considered that verdict.
No, he
And were
hasn't.
I to hear from him
No,
now,
he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
It's yellow. Exactly.
he would
What
probably
do
say
you
to me
He said he's thinking about it.
that is red.
No, it's not. It's yellow. It's what it should be.
I think the only thing that
you
why
can see De Bruyne. He's not trying to hurt De Bruyne. He's trying to just trip him up.
yeah, I think that's
What I'm saying. He's not going in to hurt a player. He's going in to trip him up and stop him making a move.
I said the same thing
Doing
straight
so,
away.
he could very easily have hurt De Bruyne badly.
You can
There's
hurt-
no attempt to play the ball.
No, but what you said, I'm sitting here with you saying that it was a red card. It was a reckless challenge, right? But if you look at the replay as well, it was not the studs in his legs.
No.
It was the side of his foot that got his knee.
Correct,
so he's trying to
trying
trip him.
trip him up.
So even though I thought it was a red card, by seeing it, I thought yellow was enough.
I
We've
think that's a
we've
right-
been going through
I
this
think that was
motion.
the right decision.
So if there's no attempt to play the ball these days and you just want to stop somebody in their
a
tracks
yellow
Trip him
card.
up.
for
Yeah.
a cynical foul of that
Yes.
nature, it's okay.
No. It's okay if you're Newcastle. Absolutely. Why wouldn't it be okay if you're Newcastle?
For me, that is red.
No.
In fact, it's almost bordering on what Hullet would say, double red.
Get away. It's on the halfway line.
It doesn't matter where
It
it is.
does.
It
If
can
you
be in the
trip
corner
somebody up.
flag. If it's endangering the well-being of
It
an
wasn't.
opponent,
She said
it's
double
a
red.
red card.
It wasn't. He
And that
popped
was.
up. He popped up.
He said double red.
He had.
He's double red. He said double
He
red.
had no idea. No
you can't
idea. You
say-
say, oh, he went with his side foot and he maybe just
You
hit
can't
him on
say
the
double
thigh.
red.
No, it's reckless. It's dangerous. It's endangering the well-being of an opponent.
I didn't think that
It's
was
red
I didn't
all
think
day
that-
long.
I didn't think that was a dangerous tackle.
All
There
day
you
long.
go.
In real
That
time,
was a
I have to
cynical
say to
tackle.
you, I was a red card. Yeah, because of the speed of it, right? But when you see the replay, what I said to you, there were no studs marks in his leg. There was no intention for him to harm
So
him. Well,
the
listen,
benchmark now is if
listen.
you've got stud marks in your leg.
He just tried to trip him up in order to slow play down.
Listen, He has
to stop
done
the game, to
what
stop the
every
play as well.
Newcastle fan would have wanted him to do at that particular time. It's what
Here.
we say. He
He's
took
tripping
one
up.
for the team. How many times do we hear that saying? He took one for the team.
Yes, but
I've heard
not,
it 3 or
not
4
of
times.
that
this
nature.
weekend.
That's just
That's-
a reckless challenge.
Yeah, because he's coming in from the side. You say it's a reckless challenge. All he's done is trip him up. He pops up and he's getting there. He didn't need treatment. He didn't need nothing. He wasn't endangering his
I
well-being.
also think it's another discussion for another time.
Yeah.
But I do think that foul in the middle of the pitch is a blight on the game at the moment.
Well, I would agree
I
with
really
you.
do.
Right, now that's fine.
To
If you
stop-
if you
to
say
stop
to
the
me,
play.
Richard,
Yes,
To
if
stop
you say
breaking
to
the
me
play.
like that,
if you say to
breaking
me
the play
a
up.
deliberate cynical foul should be a red card and is in the laws of the game as being a red card, I would say to you, okay, if that's the case, that's a red. But that's
that's
not
not
the
the law.
case.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
not
the
the law.
laws of the game.
It's
No,
not the
I
law
said
of the
it's a
game.
different conversation.
Yes,
but,
it is
but
a different- you're right.
I repeat what I say. Time and again we see it in football
I
matches,
agree with you.
and it's tiresome. If we got away from the professional foul many years ago, centre forward gets through, centre half pulls him back. Okay, we've stopped all that. I think that's as much of a problem now. Really,
well, that's for the authorities. But I get that. I know exactly what you're saying, and I appreciate it. But I know if I'm playing in that team, if I'm playing for Newcastle tonight, and I'm the centre forward, and we've battled away tonight against the best team in the country, right? And we're 3-3. And I see De Bruyne break towards the halfway line and my full-back come in. If he doesn't bring him down, I'm not happy. Right?
Well, you can't argue. You can't argue that both ways.
Well, I can't.
That you agree with me is a blight, and yet on the other hand, it's okay.
Well, yeah, it's okay. Of course, it's okay.
Nigel wouldn't have had a career.
I don't want to go that far.
Have we watched games and we've watched goals, Nigel, and we've seen teams break like that, and the guy doesn't get fouled, right? And we go back and watch it, and you go, I can't believe he never brought him down.
Yeah.
But
yes or no?
Yes, there are occasions. Yes.
But so sometimes you have to break the play up. Sometimes you have to break the play up.
In general, surely.
Let me ask you this: if you were Newcastle's manager right now, and you see that situation going on after the game, would you go to Trippier and say, "Well done, son"?
Yes. I would.
Okay, stop.
If
then
I'm
you already
Guardiola,
have the.
I am furious because it's a dangerous challenge, and he should have gone off.
Then you already have your answer.
His team does it more than anybody.
Guardiola's?
Yes.
Yeah, granted. So he should have an expert view on that, exactly. Really. Here's Kieran Trippier with his.
With the short-lived red card, how was it explained to you?
No, I'd sacrifice everything for my team. I want to win. But I'm not that type of player to injure anybody. I was speaking to Kev after the game. I apologise for it, but it's my team. I want to win, and I'd never go into a tackle to injure a player. I want to make that clear, and the referee overturned it.
But that's irrelevant whether he's not that type of player.
Yes, that's totally irrelevant.
It's let's judge the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, you judge a challenge on its merit, absolutely. But listen, I might be a lone voice in the wilderness here. I don't think I am.
No, I think you'll get plenty of support.
Right, I don't think I am. I just thought, and in the context of the game as well, he didn't deserve to be sent off. It wasn't that type of game. It wasn't like Chelsea Spurs where you thought there's an edge. No, but what I'm saying is, you judge it on its merit. And I was judging it on its merit. I said right away when it happened, I didn't think it was a red card, and I was saying that's ridiculous.
But your view of many of these things on a football pitch these days is based on how things used to be in the modern game.
No. You'll never hear me say in my day, because it was a different
you don't say
day.
that, but where you're judging from is slightly different. The bar is.
I will rest my case by saying quite simply, I thought right away, and three of us were sitting here shouting at each other, arguing about whether it was red or yellow. I said that for me is a booking, and it's no more than that. And I was justified by that decision when the VAR got involved. Well done, VAR. It's not often I've ever said that in my life. And very rarely will I ever say it again. But in this case, I just thought, no, it's too harsh a punishment for that, for where it was as well. Had he been 20 metres from goal...
Yeah, you see, if you're talking about judging it from the punishment, not just of the challenge, but Manchester City were breaking there.
Yes.
Probably to create an opportunity and maybe to score the winning goal. So you perhaps should take that into account. Does the punishment fit the crime? And I don't think it did.
But that's something what Andy said. That's something of the authorities to change the law of the games in the sense of that you're going to give a different color of court in a situation like that. But it's not.
If it hadn't been overturned, would we be arguing as vociferously as we are?
I would be arguing in Kieran Trippier's favour. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but then you have I said it as well. It doesn't matter what kind of card it was. It will be the right one and the decision, whatever the referee was making at that time. So it could be a red card, it could be yellow. I think you can balance that. But the matter of the fact is now that the laws of the game say that you can still trip up a player midway, half line, just to break the play up. And that is not
the
red card.
The laws don't say that. The law does not state that at all. But what you're saying is it is acceptable within the game.
And it depends on what kind of challenge it is. Is it reckless? Was it a reckless challenge?
Yes.
Was it a violent one?
It was dangerous in my view.
But was it a violent one?
Well, I don't know if it was violent, but it was endangering De Bruyne's well-being.
So was he violent going for the
dangers of players?
But was he going for one of the legs, or was he more tripping it up? He was tripping Kevin De Bruyne up, right? So it was not.
He was doing what his name suggests, tripping.
I don't think that he was in his mind thinking, I'm going to trip him up. What he was thinking was, I'm going to stop him.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. That we do agree on. When he came across, he was bringing him down.
Yeah, one way or the other.
Absolutely.
And that could have had consequences for De Bruyne.
But it didn't.
And subsequently for us, because we enjoy watching good players play.
Well,
Yes.
anyway, it didn't happen. It was a fantastic game.
But it was just such a good game,
It was a
wasn't it?
great game.
Yes, it's been a great day's football.
Fantastic. It was a fantastic game.
Here's Eddie Howe.
Eddie, sum it up. What are your emotions right now?
Mixed, I suppose, but just one of pride really in the team and the players and how they fought for everything and just what they gave to the game. I thought probably for the neutral that was a brilliant game of football. I think for both managers it was heart-stopping stuff at times, but very, very proud of the team.
Because take out the final result, to go toe-to-toe with arguably the best team in world football, you've talked about barometers and seeing how far your team's progressed. Well, what does that tell you?
Yeah, I think we did try and go toe-to-toe. We just wanted to give the best us a chance to show itself, and we want to get the crowd in the game as well, and they're such a powerful force here. If we can involve them in the right way with our body language now, we made it hard for ourselves. We went a goal down against them, which is the worst thing you can do. But what a response from the players. I thought some of our football at times was absolutely brilliant to watch from the sideline, and just the commitment and the effort was what it needed to be to get anything out of that game.
What was your message at half-time?
I'm trying to remember what was my message at half time. It was definitely to keep 11 men on the pitch, because I think we were on the edge. It was to keep pressing and not drop deep. I think the goals that we did concede, we were probably guilty of that, but it's very, very difficult to maintain pressure on the ball because they're so good, and I thought they, from chased the game very well as the high quality team that they are.
When you say the message was keep 11 men on the field, what did you think when the referee brandished the red card to Kieran? Did you think straight away that will get rescinded?
No, I didn't think straight away, because I know Kieran had sort of leapt high to foul the player, but I think the contact was low. That was just I haven't seen it again, that was just my initial impression, that the actual contact when Kieran made contact with the player, it would have been hopefully rescinded, but you never quite know with replays and how they look, so I was delighted that we were able to keep 11, because that would have been very difficult.
He'd had a sensational game, and that free kick, that was over a big wall.
Yeah, it was. I mean, from the angle I had, I didn't really see a way that he could score, but he probably picked the one place that he could, and he's done that a lot down the years, and he's scored a couple of big ones for us now.
So many heroes, so many performances you could talk about, but Alan Saint-Maximin today, is that as well as he's ever played under you?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I spoke to him just on the pitch at the end, and I said, if you can hit that level every week, the dreams you have in your career will be there for you. He was scintillating today. Brilliant display from him. His decision making, his speed, his athleticism, and his fitness were high level. So yeah, very pleased with Maxi today. Just
quickly, we've talked about expectations, but at some point the expectations are going to grow and grow, because performances like that will bring a whole different level of expectation, if you like, from this crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've just got to keep performing well, and what happens sort of outside of the pitch we can't control, but certainly, as I said earlier at the start of the interview, very pleased with the players today.
Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you.
Pep, is it impossible to enjoy, to appreciate a game that's like that, that's so good to watch for the neutral when you're in charge of one of the two participants?
Yeah, of course. Did you enjoy?
It's the best game of football I've seen this season.
That's good. That's good. When two teams wanna, be courage to play, and with the quality that both sides have, so can happen. So yeah, I would prefer to win and not concede goals, but the opponent is really good.
Would you like to see your team play that brand of football every week against opponents who will open up and try and play at you like that?
I cannot control. I can control what I can control, and the way the opponents decide, I cannot control it.
In the end, is that a good point?
But they arrived more than usual to our box. They didn't create much chances before the first goal. We had one and arrived many times there, but no clear chances. But they have to admit, so there's an incredible physicality team. The transitions with Maximim, Wilson, and even Wilcox. So Joelinton is so strong team. The physicality is really, really well. But we started really well the game. So we had the second one with Kevin, the third with Phil, and after we open, and the transitions they are so dangerous. And but second half, 3-1 down, and make the 3-3, and the chances that we had to score more goals show who we are.
I think we all know how good your side is, but we saw the character today. At 3-1 down, it looks difficult, but then at 3-3, you probably look the more likely to win it.
We cannot be good if you don't have character. So, and these guys in the last 5 years went from Premier League is because they have character. So one of the points like they are good is because they have it.
What did you make of the red card that was overturned? What's Kevin De Bruyne said about it? Did you think it should have stood?
I have to watch it. I have to watch it. So the fall is really clear, but I don't know. I have to watch it.
What's your injury situation? What was what happened to Nathan Ake? Was it groin?
Yeah.
How long do you think?
I don't know.
And what about Jack Grealish? Obviously missed out today. Is that a serious one as well?
It's feel better, but I was not able for today.
Thank you, Pep.
You're very welcome.